pain, heartache, resentment. Have you ever felt this emotion before? Please raise your hand. It hurts. It really, really hurts, especially when it comes from someone that you love. Now, I had these feelings many years ago coming from my mum and dad when I was younger. I said to them, I will never forgive you for what you've done. Has anybody ever had something bad happen to them and they felt the same way? Please show of raise the hands. Okay, thank God I'm not the only one. But it really does hurt. And why do I bring this message up today? It's because when we have something like this happen to us, that's out of our control, that we do not deserve, we have these emotions build up inside of us, this anger, this stress, and this pain, and it doesn't leave us. And it's almost like a balloon. Now inside this balloon, the air, this is almost the emotion, the pain, the suffering, all of the torment that we experience when someone did us wrong. But guess what happens? Most of us keep it inside. And each time that we have these tough emotional experiences, we let them build up and get bigger and bigger. However, if we was to just let that air out and let those emotions out and let it be, I mean, it's not that bad, right? We're back to normal. There's not so much pressure in the balloon now. I mean, there was a few icky noises here and there, but we're back to normal. But what if we do what most of us do, including me? You had one tough experience, keep it in. 2 tough experiences, they keep building on one another. The emotions, they build up so much. To a point that they nearly want to pop. It's a lot of air. You thought it was going to pop. I mean, that's one way that we can react. Okay, it's a lot of air. But this is what happens to every single person when you let them emotions build up and build up and build up. Somebody made you feel a certain way, stress, ache, pain, suffering, but then we let it build up like this. But look, what happens if it gets this big and then you just let go? It goes out of control, really, and it can almost hurt someone. Sorry about that. Now, the message that I want to bring to the surface now is forgiveness, the freedom of forgiveness. Now, I had every reason not to forgive because I was neglected. I was mistreated by my mum and dad. They was violent alcoholics. I didn't deserve a thing. And I said to them at one point in my life, if you don't change and treat me like a proper son and give me love, I'm leaving and I don't want to ever speak to you ever again. And that happened when I was 15 years old. I said to them, I was looking up, I was only 15, looking up at the big blue wooden door. My mum was there, smashed out of her face, drunk, very violent person. I said, listen, Mum, please, it's your last chance. It's been too long. Please change for me. And she told me to F off. Now my emotions, that balloon just kept building up and up and up and up. until it got to a point that I wanted to top it off. I wanted to commit suicide. How could I forgive them for such a thing? But I did. I did forgive them. 6 years later, how did I come to forgive them? I realized that the only way that I can be free and how I can heal this situation is by letting the air out of the balloon before it pops. And I let it out. And it was the best thing that I ever did. Why? Even though they didn't deserve it, they didn't change, but I changed because I come to understand that every single person in the room is imperfect. We make mistakes. We all make mistakes. We all mess up, but we deserve to be given sympathy, to be understanding to the other person, because we don't know what's going on in everybody's minds. We can only see things from our side. Even though my side, I only had violence, mental or physical abuse. It caused me to go to drugs and was homeless. I'm blaming them, but guess what? I didn't know what they was really going through. My mum and my dad, they had traumas. They had past experiences that I never see. I only got the after effect of it. All the air that built up in their balloon, it just exploded, and I happened to be the one paying the price. But through the forgiveness that I had to give to them when I had no reason to do it, I become free within myself. I get out all that toxicity, all that toxic energy over the years, and I started to build a relationship with my mum and dad for the first time in my life, even after all of that tough experience. Now, I learned things about them that I never knew. I knew that they was just a bad parent. They didn't love me because what they was doing, but they was expressing their pain onto me. My mum suffered a lot. She went for abuse with her ex-partner. I didn't know that. But guess what? When I opened my mind to feel compassion for them and realised that, listen, if I just open my heart to realise we're all imperfect, we all make mistakes, and we can see it from their perspective other than our own, we can actually have a greater understanding and have more love and compassion. And to be able to forgive them, it heals the wounds. You then be able to understand them better. When you see it from their side, you learn things that you never knew, and you can become a lot more happier and mend a relationship that could never be fixed. Thank you. Back to...